Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for this week's edition of Just United. Wow, we are hot off the heels of a fantastic weekend of Premier League football. Manchester United were at Selhurst Park taking on Crystal Palace. We had the champions Chelsea taking on Liverpool, and on the Monday evening Arsenal faced Swansea, who have been incredible this season at the Emirates. And in Manchester United's point of view, everything went our way. Yes, we went on to beat Crystal Palace 2-1. Chelsea drew 1-1 against Liverpool at Stamford Bridge, and on the Monday Arsenal lost against Swansea. Fantastic stuff. And you know, I'd probably put that down as the most important fixture, the most important weekend for United this season, going to Selhurst Park and beating them 2-1 there, because if Liverpool had beaten Chelsea and we had lost, they would have been just a point behind us, and it probably would have come down to the very last day of the season for who was going to be grabbing that fourth and final spot for Champions League next season. But that's not how it happens. I'm just so happy, because all we need now, with just 2 games to go, all we need is just a point and we've got Champions League. But because Arsenal lost on Monday against Swansea, we could now potentially end up in 3rd or even 2nd if City and Arsenal do lose their next 2 games. We do have Arsenal coming up this weekend. God, I'm looking forward to that fixture. It's going to be huge, and it's certainly going to give us a good idea of who's going to be ending up in what position come the very last day. And that's not the only news when it comes to Manchester United. Since the last time I did a Just United episode, Memphis Depay has signed for Manchester United. He will be putting pen to paper once the transfer window opens in June. Amazing. I think that's a fantastic signing. I think it's brilliant that we've started signing players early on. I think that's so important to get these deals out the way and done with, and then obviously Van Gaal can take the team away with the new signings for pre-season, get them all ready, get them gelling, get that team cohesion going, and I think we'll be ready for a successful campaign next year. Now, Depay has been heavily linked with a move to United now for maybe at the start of last season when David Moyes was in, maybe January time. I know it's been quite some time now where fans have been like, get Depay to sign up for United, we need him in the team and everything. Now we've got him. He is going to be a part of Manchester. I'm just so excited to seeing what he can do, what he can bring to the team. I mean, he has lots of assets. He can score from distance. He can score tremendous free kicks, as we just saw recently for Ajax. If any of you guys haven't seen that free kick, which he scored like 35, 40, maybe even further than that from goal, and he scored it. It was tremendous. If any of you guys haven't seen it, I might leave a link in the description below if I can find it on YouTube. If not, you might have to go onto one of the news websites. But I mean, it's not just his ability to score from distance, but it's his pace. I think that's the main thing. And because United play with wingers, I'm sure Van Gaal is going to be taking massive advantage of that, and I'm confident that Depay can transfer his ability at United. I think he'll be, I mean, you give him maybe, I don't know, he will need time to settle in, of course, like every other player that comes to United, or any other team for that matter. You need to give new players time to settle in, get used to their new surroundings and everything. But a fantastic signing for Manchester United. We've bought potential, a player for today and one for the future. I was reading somewhere that, I mean, the writer was comparing Depay now to Ronaldo when he was at the age of 22. I think Depay's 22, isn't he, right now? But they reckon that Depay is better than Ronaldo when he was at 22. I mean, that's saying something, because Ronaldo, he was pretty decent at the age of 22. Yes, he hadn't reached the heights of what he's at now, or what he was in the season 07 to 08 or 06 to 07, but he was a decent player then. And to think that Depay is maybe better than that today, we are onto something special. I just can't wait to see him in a United top, to be performing for United. It's going to be something special next year. I can't wait for next season to start. And of course, this is just the start for Van Gaal this summer at United. with his spending spree. This is just his first array into the transfer window. Imagine what else he's going to be able to do, who else he's going to be bringing into United. Of course, we need to be strengthening our back four, and I think Van Gaal knows that, and I'm confident that he'll get that job done, especially if he's getting these signings done nice and early before pre-season kicks off. So, exciting times for United. Now, I think I've gone on too much talking about our new signing, but why not? I mean, Depay is something special. But on Saturday, then we were at Selhurst Park. We did beat Crystal Palace 2-1. I thought it was a very, very fortunate result. I thought we were poor in that game. We needed to win, as I've already mentioned. It was probably our biggest fixture of the season with so much on the line. But we needed to win that. But I thought how we were going about it, we were all wrong on the day. I thought we were very negative. I thought, I mean, Luke Shaw had to go off. Yes, Van Gaal had to make a few changes. Evans came on, and I gotta say, Evans, he has to be the most negative player I've ever watched. I mean, he's at the age of 27 now, is it, or 28? And all the time he's been at United, I've never seen him improve as a centre-back. He's just been stuck in this same, I want to say quality, but that's not the right word, really. He's not quality, and I think maybe I could see Van Gaal offloading him come the summer. But when he came on, the game just, it was just so dull to watch, I thought. And it's very frustrating from a United fans' point of view. Yes, we won it, but it wasn't convincing. It was not convincing enough. I mean, there was a lot of moments where I was sat on the edge of my seat. It was squeaky bum time, of course. We were just poor. Going forwards, we struggled numerous times in different areas, as I've already mentioned, at the back. You know, keep passing it back to De Gea. When I saw that happening, I was like, oh no, we're slipping into that way of thinking again from last season when David Moyes was in charge. But then again, Selhurst Park, over the last couple of months, it's been a tough place to go for teams. It's a tight pitch as well, so United, we weren't really used to that too much, even though they should be. For me, it was just disappointing watching United struggle against Crystal Palace. What happens to treating every game as a cup final? That's certainly gone out the window after we lost those 3 games on the bounce. There's just no way to pick themselves up. What happened to Rooney giving the team a team talk, trying to get them pumped up? I tell you what, if we perform like that this weekend against Arsenal, then they're gonna wipe the floor with us. And if it wasn't for De Gea in goal, wow, I dread to think what the score would have been to Crystal Palace, because with the pressure off because of results going in their favour earlier on in the day, securing them safety in the Premier League for next season. I mean, Crystal Palace, they played some very dynamic football in the final third. I thought it was brilliant to see, and Pardew's really got them ticking over nicely. But it will be interesting to see how well Palace do next season. You know, with Pardew being given another year, his job's secure at the moment. He's going to have time in the summer to do some business, bring in players he wants to, sell some players. It's going to be interesting. Come this time next season, I'm looking forward to seeing where Crystal Palace are going to be ending up in the league. Will it still be mid-table-ish, just below in the bottom half? Or will they finish just about in the top half? I think they will. I mean, Pardew's been laying the foundations at Palace. It's certainly looking very promising for them at the moment. Let's see what they do in the summer. Now, moving on to my preview of this weekend's fixture against Arsenal. What can I say? The last time we played Arsenal, we lost 2-1 in the FA Cup. It was a very controversial game. There were a few decisions that didn't go our way, which I thought should have done. We'll all remember Di Maria getting sent off after just touching Michael Oliver on the shoulder. I have already done an episode of this earlier on in the Just United series, if any of you guys want to go back and have a listen to me rambling on about that, and also Danny Welbeck celebrating against United. Won't ever forget that, really, with his lack of respect towards Manchester United and its fans. But I think it's going to be a different story this weekend. I think, because with that in mind, I think the players will go out thinking, well, we owe Arsenal for what they did to us. You know, we could have been in Arsenal's place in the FA Cup if it wasn't for those decisions that went against us in that game. So taking 3 points off Arsenal, yes, it's going to be tricky on the day for the whole 90 minutes, but I think it's a realistic outcome for United. Arsenal's confidence is going to be slightly shot after losing at home against Swansea on Monday. They're going to be, in a way, under pressure as well. And in the past, we've seen teams come and go at Old Trafford and crumble under that pressure. And with it being the last home game of the season for United, we're going to be going all-out attack and making sure that we pick up 3 points and make a bit of a statement and get a bit of payback on Arsenal as well. It's overdue, and I think we can do Arsenal. I'm feeling confident actually for this Sunday. And finally, guys, to wrap things up with this edition of Just United, it's time for my team prediction to take on Arsenal this Sunday at Old Trafford. Last Saturday, Luke Shaw, Wayne Rooney, they both came off with injury. According to Louis van Gaal, they will be fit for this Sunday. So, in goal, David De Gea, of course, such an important player. He made so many important saves in that game against Palace. So he, of course, starts in goal. At right back, I'm going with Valencia. My right centre-back would have to be Chris Smalling. Left centre-back, Phil Jones. And at left-back, Luke Shaw. Now, if there is a possibility that Luke Shaw could be left out of this game, Daley Blind is going to have to fill in that position, which means Ander Herrera will drop into that central defensive mid role. And in midfield, in central midfield, I would go with Marouane Fellaini and Juan Mata. On the flanks, I'd have Ashley Young, who was fantastic in that game against Palace, assisting with both goals. And on the right, I'd have Angel Di Maria, and up front, Wayne Rooney. And that is my team prediction for the Manchester United Arsenal Premier League fixture this Sunday. That's it from me then, guys, for this edition of Just United. I hope that you've all enjoyed. If you haven't already, be sure to come along and follow me on both Facebook and Twitter, where you can get all updates about this channel, and you can also see my live thoughts on every Manchester United game played. That's it then, guys. Thanks for watching.